Well, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. So yeah, today we're going to have another meeting in the sharing class, and you guys are still with me, Miss Libby. You can call me Libby there, and we are going to talk about a special topic. I don't think this is um that hard actually to be talked by all of us here. Jadi saya akan drop satu topik di chat box di mana nanti teman-teman akan mempersiapkan jawaban untuk topik atau pertanyaan tersebut. Kemudian if you're ready with your answer, you can raise hand. You can raise hand via Zoom and then I'll call you by your name. I hope that's clear enough everyone. Jadi itu adalah caranya. Saya akan drop topiknya ke chat box. Saya akan kasih waktu teman-teman untuk berpikir mengenai jawabannya. Yang lainnya nggak bisa dengar suara saya ya. Wait, wait, wait. Yang lainnya apakah suara saya terdengar atau tidak? Coba. Oh, clear ya. Thank you, Mia. Berarti hanya Dewanto ya yang nggak bisa dengar. Dewanto, I think maybe you need to fix something there. Oke, jadi saya akan drop topik ke chat box, kemudian eh, akan ada waktu nanti sekitar 5 sampai 8 menit, teman-teman bisa pikirkan jawabannya, kalau sudah ready bisa raise hand. Seperti itu. Untuk itu, saya menyarankan untuk segera raise hand ketika udah berniat untuk berbicara malam ini supaya nanti nggak raise hand di detik-detik terakhir gitu ya. Saya takutnya nggak dapet waktunya nanti. And I don't want anyone to complain about that. Jadi lebih baik raise hand secepatnya kayak gitu. Okay, I'll drop the topic there. Wait. Okay, saya udah drop topiknya di sana. So do you think that when a school students owning their own mobile phone, do you think it's a good one or not? If you think that it is a good one, then tell me why. Menurut kalian, anak-anak sekolah itu jika mereka memiliki mobile phone, punya HP sendiri, menurut kalian itu bagus atau enggak? Suatu hal yang bagus atau enggak gitu. If yes, why? If not, why? So you choose either one. Pilih salah satu. Kalau misalnya menurut kalian good, why? Provide three reasons. Kalau enggak good, also provide the reasons why. Why do you think it's not good? I hope it's clear enough, everyone. And I want to take some notes that whenever you are speaking, please turn on your video camera. Thank you. Time is yours. Okay. I think we can just start because we already have 5 students there. And oops, and I encourage you to raise your hand too. Buat yang belum, silakan raise hand. Mungkin saya akan pick kayak 10 or 12 gitu ya. Yeah, 10 or 12 of you. So yeah, while waiting for the others, let's just pick the first one. Siapa tadi yang pertama? Oh, Jihan ya, the very first one. Saya panggil Jihan, Naila, sorry, Jihan, Naila, Yosi, Dewanto, and the last one will be Sasha. Okay, Jihan, time is yours.
Okay. Hi, Miss.
Hi.
Hi. Okay.
Where's your face? I can't see that now.
Bentar ya, Miss.
Tadi kelihatan. Okay. Nah, okay. Thank you, Jihan. The time is yours. Silakan.
Okay, for me, why students should have their own mobile phone, I think it's good for student. Because for the first reason, I think they need sesuatu yang mungkin easier untuk berkomunikasi. Sorry, Miss. Sorry, Miss.
And then? If you cannot turn it on, it's fine then. If you have problem there, maybe it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, I think I'm on with my camera.
Okay, fine. Continue, please.
Okay, for me, I think it's good because students also need updates for information about their lessons. And to make it easier for them to share a subject and to share information about their school, about their activity, and to make it easier for them to communicate both of them. And in this digital era, I think students should also to be equipped with how to use mobile phones properly and correctly according to their goals. So for me, it's good for student. Just it, Miss.
Okay, thank you, Jihan. So from Jihan, it is about the need for students to be equipped with extra technology that can help them to acquire more knowledge or lessons gitu ya, to support their learning process. Am I right, Jihan?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, great. So this is a very positive one from Jihan, and I do really agree. Thank you, Jihan. But yeah, I'm looking forward for the other answers. Oke, ini ada yang terlambat ya. Ada yang minta topik. Saya remind dulu sekali. If you're planning to be late, let's say for being late for 5 minutes, I think that's gonna be okay. But being late like 30 minutes, saya pernah ada yang beberapa orang late-nya 30 minutes, saya susah jadi. Apalagi tinggal 15 menit terakhir, itu saya bingung. Kalau misalnya mau ngasih waktu untuk bicara takutnya nggak kebagian gitu itu aja. Tapi saya udah resign ya. Untuk yang terlambat silahkan. Oke, Naila dulu mungkin karena dia mau live. Naila mau bicara dulu atau mau langsung live? Karena ada acara dari sekolah. Gimana,
Miss,
Nay?
izin langsung live aja ya.
Oke, boleh. Bye-bye,
Ini
Naila.
ada recordannya nggak?
Recordannya ada
Rekamannya.
nanti. Iya, nanti akan
Iya.
diupload.
Terima
Oke,
kasih ya, Miss.
thank you.
Maaf nggak sampai full.
No problem. Ya,
Ya.
thank you. Oke. Makasih Naila udah izin. Berarti saya kehilangan satu peserta nih ya. Semoga Mala tadi mungkin bisa menggantikan ya. Oke, Dewanto aja deh kalau gitu. Sorry. Yosi. Sorry. Yosi?
Hello, Miss.
Hi.
How are you today, Miss?
I'm great. About you? You're doing great too?
Same. I'm great too, Miss.
Okay, good to hear that.
Okay. I want to answer the question, Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think or I feel that a student need to have their own mobile phone, and it's good for them because the mobile phone is useful for their education. Like maybe they have to install some application like Google Classroom. There will required for they're required to use computer or a mobile phone.
And then they're required to use mobile phone. Yeah, I already unmute you.
Okay,
Oh.
sorry, Miss. And then the second, the mobile phone is useful for them to communicate to their parent. For example, when they go offline school and they need to text their parents to pick up them at what time, and also it can useful for their parent to ask about what time be there will be able to pick up their children. But for the penggunaan for the use of the mobile phone, it must be supervised by their parents. I mean, the parents must be like keep eye contact with the student because sometimes often the student use the mobile phone to play online game, and it's sometimes bad for their life. It means they just use that mobile phone for fun and not study. I think that's all, Miss.
Okay, thank you. That's from Yossi. I think it is more related to communication and to support their communication among students, among their peers, and also to parents, and also to support their learning activities. I think I quite agree with what you said before. Like nowadays, I don't think um, I think most of the students are coming home at different time. Misalnya student A would have another extracurricular, while student B would have a different extracurricular, so that they would have different time to go home. So probably they need that to communicate with their um, parents at home, or probably their relatives to pick them up. Okay. Oke. Saya jawab dulu, banyak yang bertanya. Oke, Chris, saya harap sudah terdengar ya. Bisa diikuti dulu silakan temannya untuk refresh tadi atau relog, keluar terus masuk lagi, siapa tahu bisa. Kemudian ini membahas apa? Saya sudah drop topiknya ya untuk Christine Nazna. Thank you. Next, Dewanto. Yes, oke.
Hello, good evening, Miss.
Hello, evening, Dewanto.
Hope you have a great day. This time I want to tell my opinion about good or not a school student to have their own phone. Simply, I think a school student to have their own phone is a good idea. Three main reason is the one in this era, I think have their own phone is a essential thing. It's not just for gaming or something like scrolling on Instagram or another app, but it's a basic thing to have communicate to another the one. The second is having a phone, especially the one that phone is connected to internet, is maybe very important to support the school itself. Today with a phone and the internet, we can connect to many learning sources. Maybe if a school student more familiar with Wikipedia, even on college, it's not a good thing, good source, but it's still good enough for school student. Or maybe Brainly is very familiar to a elementary school student, or maybe junior high school student. It's very good thing to have a phone with connection to internet. And the third is having a phone, I think, make us know many things that maybe will not we got on the school. Like when I'm elementary school, junior high school, or senior high school, no one of them, no one of my teachers tell to me about maybe taxation, about accounting, or anything else. Maybe that just a basic thing like a mathematics, science, or anything else. But with phone, we can more explore many things. Maybe it's related to hobby, related to subject, or something else that maybe be useful in the future. Maybe one important thing, if the owner is still a children or it's still underage, they will need the parent control over it. I think that's all. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you. So an interesting point that I got from Newanto, I think it's quite different from from his other friends, dari teman-teman yang lain, yang berbeda adalah to talk about outside lessons means that something that we cannot get from school. Sesuatu atau lessons yang kita nggak dapat di sekolah. That's your third point, if I'm not mistaken. But you say that there's a huge problem if the owner of the phone is underage, or it's he or she is not mature enough to hold the phone. I do really concerned about this problem, since there are a lot of parents who started to give or handed their phone to their kids. Banyak banget sekarang parents yang udah mulai facilitate, udah mulai benar-benar memberikan fasilitas mobile phone itu pribadi pula ya, mobile phone-nya bukan dipinjemin or something, for the kids to access it themselves. So I think the problem will be, can they take, can they take control of their kids while they are using the phone? Masalahnya adalah, bisakah parents ini control kids-nya, atau at least bertanggung jawab atas apa yang sudah di-provide to their kids gitu ya. That's the problem. Okay, thank you. That's from Dewanto. Wah, tinggal 2 lagi nih. I still have a lot of time. Kita masih punya 30 minutes, guys. Silakan yang masih mau bisa raise hand ya. Lanjut, Susan.
Wait. Okay. Good evening, guys.
Evening.
Okay. I think about let me think about is the school student have their own mobile phone? It depends on what kind of school. Maybe if it's elementary or not. I think I do agree about they have their own mobile phone, but in that mobile phone mobile phone it's not good enough for elementary students, I think, because what they need what that mobile phone uses for only for communication, and then when we are in elementary school there are a lot of permainan that
Game?
can games lah, kayak misalnya main sama teman-teman gitu loh, biar lebih sosialisasinya bagus gitu.
Berarti traditional
If-
game.
Dan traditional
Okay.
game gitu. And then, but if it junior or senior high school, it really helped them to besides on communicate with their friend or parents or something like that. It's really good for their their hobby and pelajaran di luar sekolah gitu loh. What is that?
Lesson
La-
outside the
la-
school.
Like drawing and learn a lot of language. Like you can install such as Duolingo or something, because based on what I know, English is is learned from elementary school, but on senior high school we learn Japanese or Germany. But if they have something interest in other language, you can just use their smartphone to learn about that. And I really like that they can the students can explore a lot of things that schools do not teach them, like accounting or management for their own money, and then I think something like that. And also but but I'm not really agree with I don't agree with a website that can answer the question such as Brainly, because you need to think and learn more if you want to get the answer correctly. Like someday I need to find answer on internet, and the search engine number one is Brainly, and I think it's not really good to use Brainly often, because you need to learn about that, and and it's not that easy to find the answer. So you have to learn more and not depends on Brainly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's from Susan. Well, there is a kind of different or opposite opinion on how to use Brainly. One of you, tadi sama Dewanto, mentioned that it's very useful for students to look for answers or just to brainstorm. Sometimes we need some clues on our problems or on our questions, but then Susan doesn't agree at all because she thinks that everything should be learned. Okay. Saya di tengah-tengah sih for actually. I usually use Brainly when I kinda stuck when I was in school, yeah. I kind of stuck with the question and then I look for some, inspiration or some clues regarding the question. So whenever I browse for the answer there, I wouldn't easily be believe on the question on the answer that they present. Saya sebenarnya seringnya sih nggak percaya sama jawaban yang mereka taruh di Brainly itu. I don't know why. It seems to be like it's not reliable. Karena saya nggak terlalu percaya dengan jawaban yang di-present di Brainly. Makanya I usually try to check the validity. Jadi saya biasanya ngelihat, oh ternyata tentang itu ya jawabannya tuh sekitar itu, teorinya tuh itu gitu. And then I'll try to find the possible sources. Saya akan temuin source yang lengkapnya, di mana saya benar-benar bisa baca to justify atau untuk membuktikan bahwa jawaban yang di Braille adalah benar. I think to be 100% depend on Braille is not right. Benar banget katanya Kak Susan, kalau kamu bergantung pada Braille, nggak apa ya, it's not safe for you, it's not a good one, karena kita akan be spoiled, kita akan jadi manja with Braille, dan kita nggak punya chance to read more to justify whether is it right or wrong. Kita nggak berusaha dulu gitu untuk mengumpulkan data to find out whether the answer is correct or not. Jadi mungkin solusi tengahnya adalah lihat di sana untuk clue, kemudian find out the right sources atau sumber yang trusted sources untuk memastikan bahwa jawaban yang dipresent di web yang membantu seperti itu adalah benar. Jadi tidak menyesatkan gitu. Okay, great. Thank you, Susan. Last I have Mia. Aduh, habis Mia habis nih. Yang lain guys, adakah setelah Mia ya? Halo Mia, can you unmute? Okay.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to explain, Miss.
Okay.
In my perspective, I really agree that if a student has their own mobile phone, although if I had a choice to be given a laptop or mobile phone, I would prefer to be given a laptop. In addition, a mobile phone certainly has a negative and positive impact. And the reason I agree with that statement is, first, we now live in all digital era, and it would be a shame if the children didn't have access to it. And there are so many positive things that can be explored through the mobile phones, maybe new hobbies or design skill or something like that can make it easier for them to reach their goals. And second, mobile phones are also needed for school children to be able to notify their parents and contact to each other. And lastly, maybe there should be a disclaimer regarding this opinion. I want to limit the age of students who may still be elementary school. Parents should also be able to monitor what they watch and explore. That's all from me. Thank you, Miss.
Okay, thank you. Mia, do you have a cough? Mia lagi batuk ya?
Yes,
Aduh,
Miss.
get well soon ya, Mia. But I highly appreciate that masih dalam keadaan batuk ya, masih mau bicara ya. So thank you so much, Mia. Okay,
Yeah,
dari
Miss.
Mia ada about contacting parents, also to support their learning. Dan tadi Mia bilang bahwa we are in the digital era, so it's kind of impossible ya to have a learning activity or any kind of daily activities without the help of gadgets or technology. Itu benar banget, I do really agree. Kayak it is undeniable ya that we need it. But then there is a warning. There is a warning from Mia. It's about a limitation, an age limit for phone users. Should be not in the elementary school. Berarti minimum in the junior high school. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. Thank you, Mia, for the very insightful speech. Next, Chris, dia minta lewat chat aja, silahkan. Chris, boleh? Langsung dijawab saja lewat chat. Ntar saya bacain ya. Wait. Oke, silakan. Ada lagi yang mau raise hand? Kita masih punya 20 minutes loh. Biasanya di kelas saya tuh rebutan ya yang mau raise hand sampai ada yang nggak kebagian waktu. Beberapa kali seperti itu. Tapi ini sepi ya, kemana saja kah? Kalian, buat yang baru masuk, ada Lia. Silahkan dibaca pertanyaannya, Lia. Saya udah drop di chat box. Oke, sambil nunggu yang lain deh ya. Sambil nunggu teman-teman raise hand, atau mungkin nanti ada yang ingin menambahkan sesuatu, boleh banget. Saya akan buka salah satu website about allowing cell phones at school. Kita akan simak sama-sama ya, supaya nggak boring juga. Oke, semoga terlihat. Apakah terlihat? Layar saya udah berganti ke cell phones at school. Apakah sudah? Sudah ya?
Sudah.
Oke, thank you. Ya, jadi di sini saya ada sebuah website. I don't know what kind of website is this tadi. Saya bukanya. Oh, ini ya. Family Education. Sebenarnya dia paling atas sih. Atau kita punya Oxford Learning di sini. Mungkin ini lebih trusted. Cell phones in the classroom, learning tool or distraction. Di sini ada sebuah klaim yang menyatakan bahwa sebenarnya penggunaan cell phone di dalam kelas itu apakah dia malah mensupport learning process atau dia justru malah mengganggu gitu ya proses pembelajaran or as a distractor. Sambil saya mendongeng di sini, sambil saya memberikan inspirasi, teman-teman yang mau menambahkan atau baru mau raise hand silakan ya. Oke, Ontario's classroom cell phone ban. Jadi ada pelarangan pembawaan atau penggunaan mobile phone di kelas di Ontario. Starting in September 2019, cell phones will be banned in Ontario classrooms during instructional time. Karena ini udah lalu ya, udah past tense, berarti cell phones was banned in Ontario classrooms during instructional time. Ontario ini di Canada ya, if you don't know. And then the new ban means elementary and secondary school students won't be able to use their cell phones in the classroom unless it is for educational purposes, medical reasons, or as a support for students with special needs. I do really like this statement. Coba kita perhatiin sama-sama. Dia bilang pelarangan yang baru ini, pelarangan nggak cocok ya pelarangan, maksudnya apa ya? Iya sih pelarangan sih emang. The ban lah ya, the new ban atau pelarangan yang baru ini, peraturan yang baru ini tidak memperbolehkan siswa maupun dari ini elementary, berarti dari SD sampai SMA itu nggak boleh menggunakan cell phone di classroom unless, dia ada unless, berarti ada pengecualian di sini. Unless it is for educational purposes, medical reasons, or as support for students with special needs. Berarti di sana mereka mengharamkan ya si cell phone itu jika dia bukan untuk kepentingan edukasi, berarti yang tadi untuk memperluas lessonnya, untuk memberikan mereka more insights mungkin tentang pelajaran yang sedang mereka miliki dalam kelas. Medical reasons, mungkin mereka ada yang sakit dan perlu pertolongan, atau perlu support atau untuk support bagi students yang memiliki kebutuhan khusus. Jadi mungkin teman-teman kita yang berkebutuhan khusus, kayak misalnya bisa, it's not always about physically ya, tapi bisa jadi misalnya ada yang suka tiba-tiba asmanya kambuh atau suka tiba-tiba sinusnya kambuh kayak saya ya. Probably this is a very helpful tool. Dia bilang sana bahwa dia memperbolehkan kok jika dengan kondisi-kondisi yang disebutkan untuk pelajaran, untuk medical, dan untuk special needs. Ini sangat diperbolehkan gitu ya. How the ban is enforced will be up to individual boards and schools. Ternyata bagaimana untuk menenforce ban ini, news of the ban ini akan tergantung pada petinggi dan sekolah itu sendiri. By banning cell phones, Ontario's Education Ministry hopes to remove distractions so students can focus on acquiring foundational learning skills they need, including reading, writing, and math. And doing math, berarti dia bilang adalah banning cell phone ini tujuannya untuk remove distractions, untuk menghilangkan gangguan-gangguan dalam belajar sehingga students bisa lebih fokus, dia bilang seperti itu. Kemudian ini ada beberapa tips dari dia. Learn more about the pros and cons of students bringing their cell phones into the classroom. Ada beberapa pro dan kontra bagi dalam kesempatan di mana student membawa cell phone mereka ke dalam kelas. Di sini I can see that these are okay, benar ya. These are all the positive sides. Meanwhile, di sini drawbacks atau the negative sides ya. Kita dari the positive sides dulu, bisa using educational learning apps yang kita udah bilang tadi. Terus incorporating digital platforms into the lessons, berarti mempergunakan digital platforms untuk jadi kayak diintegrate gitu. Jadi di dalam pembelajarannya itu students diminta untuk access another digital platform just to encourage them to learn more. And then supplementing lessons with digital materials. Supplementing itu kita bisa bilang kayak apa ya, menambah gitu ya, gaining more or increase or widening the lessons with digital materials. Apa itu digital materials? Seperti yang sekarang sedang kalian saksikan, the digital materials. Saya buka web, saya tinggal share screen, kalian semua bisa baca apa yang saya baca. This is what we call by digital materials. And then providing easy access to more information. Ini seperti yang teman-teman tadi banyak bilang, bahwa menggunakan mobile phone di kelas itu juga sangat berguna untuk kemudahan kita dalam accessing any informations that are needed in the class. Bisa provide kita banyak info soal atau memperdalam pengetahuan tentang lesson yang sedang kita pelajari di hari itu. Namun, setelah 4 kebaikan tadi, ternyata juga ada beberapa drawbacks atau negative sides of using mobile phone in classroom. The first one is distraction and interruption. I think this is much related to how students would not be able to control themselves to use the mobile phone only for educational purposes. Mungkin akan sangat susah ya untuk control students supaya mereka realize bahwa HP-nya nggak boleh digunakan untuk kepentingan lain di luar yang tadi ya, yang tadi disebutkan ada medical, kemudian ada education dan students with special needs. Mungkin mereka akan sangat mudah terdistract gitu. Misalnya they are opening their mobile phone gitu kan, lagi browsing gitu, terus tiba-tiba ada WhatsApp masuk, dia langsung ke distract, someone is texting me gitu, terus dia malah ended up that she's opening the WhatsApp and blah blah blah. Jadinya nggak belajar gitu for the distraction and interruptions. And we have cyberbullying. Cyberbullying kayaknya ini lumayan common. Jadi daripada saya berbicara sendiri, ada yang bisa jelasin what is cyberbullying? What do you think cyberbullying is? Coba saya undang teman-teman dulu. Silakan, bisa di-unmute. Jika ada yang mau mencoba menjelaskan what is cyberbullying. Ada?
Sedikit berpendapat, Miss.
Oke, silakan Dewanto.
I think before this era, cyberbullying is something that rarely happen in Indonesia. I just heard it on many Western country, but today I think it's menular ke Indonesia too.
Okay. What is
Maybe-
cyberbullying for you? What is the definition?
Maybe it's some of bullying. I don't know how to explain the bullying is, but cyberbullying is like common bullying, but it's just bullying on the internet itself. Maybe on the real world, we know the physical bullying or maybe verbal bullying. It's similar, but it's only on digital. Maybe digital is on digital world.
Okay. Right. Benar banget. Benar banget. Dari Dewanto. Susan mau nambahin?
Yes, Miss. Hello?
Yes, please. Sorry, I was sneezing. Saya bersin. Silakan,
Oh.
Susan.
Yeah, I think about cyberbullying, it's like, you know that it's like some K-pop artists, you know, when they are on social media and we text our comment harmful or something really bad, it's like like cyberbullying. And bullying is when what is that? in the past, in a few years ago, bullying is really it's not like cyber, like now we call it cyberbullying, like on Instagram, Twitter, something like that. And cyberbullying, it's not only the person that we know, it's really a big what, jadi lebih banyak orang gitu yang bisa ngebully kita walaupun kita belum tahu itu orang-orang tuh siapa, kayak gitu, something
Okay,
like that.
thank you. Thank you. That's from Susan. I think it's just completing the answer from Dewanto. It's very good. It's a very comprehensive definition now about cyberbullying. So right, cyberbullying is talking about the bullying that is done in the digital platform, digital bullying gitu lah ya. In the internet, usually people say so. Jadi ada yang bilang bahwa cyber itu sebenarnya internet ya, if I'm not mistaken. So some of them called that it is internet bullying. When we can see here the definition presented by the website, cell phones can also lead to increased problems with bullying on the school grounds. Cyberbullying can be harder to see than other forms of bullying. Tadi benar yang katanya Susan adalah in cyberbullying, everyone can do that to us, even though we are both as strangers. Meskipun kita udah saling nggak kenal gitu ya, nggak saling kenal, but it is still very possible for the doer to do this kind of bullying because they can just bully us from anywhere at any time, dimanapun gitu ya. Making it difficult for teachers to identify and stop when it is happening. Jadi susah dikontrol, mau di stop juga gimana, nggak tahu. Belum lagi kalau studentnya pakai fake account or apapun itulah ya. Probably it's kind of a bit harder compared to the physical bullying atau mungkin yang on-site bullying ya, yang bullying benar-benar terjadi di real life, kind of hard. And then cheating, I think this is a very common one. I also see that from my students. Most of my students would usually use their mobile phone to cheat. I don't like this, Pasti semuanya nggak ada yang suka juga. If some of you are teachers, I believe that you don't like this. Jadi banyak banget mungkin yang ketika ujian dia akan browsing, padahal that's not the right time. If you are in an exercise or if you are in a regular class, it is very possible for you to browse for some extra information. Kalau nggak lagi di ujian ya, tapi ini lagi ujian ya nggak boleh browsing or looking for some extra sources. So cheating will be the third one. Then the last one. Disconnection from face-to-face activities. This is also happening in my real life where most of my students are having less real life interaction. Jadi ketika mereka boleh bawa mobile phone, ternyata begitu jam istirahat mereka masing-masing asik sama mobile phone while they're playing games or chatting with their, I don't know, the other friends maybe who are not in the same school. So it lessens the time for face-to-face activities. Okay, I think that's enough for talking about this website as a national source. Anyone wants to add yang belum pernah bicara, please? Benar, Christy ini belum bisa ya. Bukan Christy, tapi Chris aja ya. Chris siapa sih ini? Oh, Chris 107. Christian kayak namanya. Dia belum bisa on mic ya. Saya akan bacain jawabannya Chris ya. Okay. Wait. Oke, saya akan baca ini jawaban dari salah satu teman kalian while waiting for the other one. Apakah ada yang baru masuk? Saya kira malah berkurang ya, karena tadi banyak yang izin. Oke, ya ini dari Chris. For Chris, yes, it is good for them because on the internet there are many sources of information. Plus, now maybe there are still some schools that still apply an online learning system which requires smartphones to be used as learning tools for students. But there is one reason why I disagree with it, because I worried that they would abuse it. For example, some students use smartphone while studying in class and don't focus on learning, just like my friends did. Okay, that's all. Hanya sampai di situ ya, just like my friends did. Jadi contoh yang disampaikan oleh Chris ini berhubungan sama web yang saya share tadi tentang being not focused on what they are in. Jadi mereka lagi di kelas tapi otaknya lagi nggak di kelas, otaknya lagi di luar sama temennya gitu ya, because they are in a chat or they're having something in there lah ya. Intinya kayak when they're having their mobile phone, most of them are having their own life, kayak punya new word gitu di sana, so we cannot control them. It's kind of hard. Okay, mungkin saya panggil ya Christy, mau coba jawab pertanyaannya. Sorry, Christy Nazna. Christy, saya udah ask to unmute. I don't know whether the person is there. Coba Izati. Not there too? Really? Izati Aliyah. Enggak di sana juga. I don't know. Maybe some of you are busy. Wit biasanya ngomong deh. Hello, Wit.
Yeah, Miss.
Okay. Don't you want to try?
I just joined, so I don't know what the issue is. I'm sorry.
You can ask, and I will provide you if you're coming late. So this is about.
Oh, wait, sebentar.
Yeah, sebentar.
Yeah.
Sebentar ya, Wit ya. So the question is about ini. Do you think it is good for school students to own their mobile phone? Menurut kamu anak sekolahan itu bagus apa enggak kalau dia punya mobile phone? Yeah, that's the question.
For my opinion, maybe it's not really good because can have a many possibility, like they cannot focus for the subject and they can doing something else. Yeah, I mean it seems like not focus with the subject, and cheating also can be. And I don't know. I cannot find what the positive thing if the mobile phone bring to the school or to the class.
Okay.
Just except maybe can give parents news if they come home late, probably.
Okay.
But still, I'm not really agree about that.
Okay, so you're more into the negative sides, yeah? You don't really agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, is that all?
Okay. Yeah, I think I cannot find. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all, Miss. Oh yeah.
What? What? Do you find something? No.
I'm just.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you. Wait. So it's talking about. I think your answer is actually similar to what your friends have said before. Yeah. Just you can take their friends to let them know if he or she is coming home earlier or later. Probably they can just tell their parents about that. And also but then Wit is not to not really agree with this statement ya, karena dia bilang lebih banyak negative sides-nya, kayak bisa disruptions and not being students would not being focused on what they are learning in the class. That's from Wit. Okay. Thank you. Saya senang nih. Oke, saya perlu one speaker lagi deh. Kalau nggak ada, saya baru close kelasnya. Silakan, ada lagi one speaker, please. Oke. Kalau nggak ada, saya akan punya satu wejangan ya. Ya, wejangan. No, it's only like a simple note for all of you. Saya akan translate to bahasa after this. If you guys are wondering how to speak fluently, If you guys wondering how to speak fluently, consider how to use gestures, consider how to use mimes or also intonation. It's really helpful actually. And also fillers. Jadi pertama kali yang mau saya mention adalah kalau misalnya teman-teman mau fluent atau at least terlihat fluent ya when you're speaking, kalian bisa coba isi kekosongan speech kalian dengan fillers. You can browse it on Google. Fillers in speaking. Fillers itu pengisi kekosongan, cilah. Seperti misalnya, saya langsung praktekin, misalnya, you know, gitu. Instead of saying for a whole 1 minute, itu akan will be very boring kan, karena supaya nggak boring, jadinya kita akan isi dia, gitu. Isi kekosongan itu dengan phrases yang biasa or commonly used with others. Kayak, you know, atau how do you say, atau what am I going to say, or it's on the tip of my tongue. Jadi kayak someone who is listening to our speech can predict what we are going to say next. Jadi dia nggak berasa dianggurin, nggak sempat ngantuk dulu gitu baru mendengar kelanjutannya. Kita bisa isi dia dengan fillers. And then intonation, please. Bahasa and English actually have different intonations, so you guys need to very careful in this in using the intonation. Usually, people would tend to speak in Indonesian intonation. For example, saya akan coba ya pakai intonasi bahasa Indonesia, tapi itunya bahasa Inggris gitu ya, yang dibaca bahasa Inggris. Contoh. Cell phones give students access to tools and apps that can help them complete and stay on top. And then these tools can also teach students to develop better study habits. Gitu. It's you know, it's the characteristic of bahasa. Usually we say that. Jadi dari naik ke turun, it's very clear that it's the characteristic of bahasa. Jadi coba dibedakan. You can just use naik turun atau turun naik lagi. So it can be variative, can be very variative. Gimana Miss supaya aku punya tipsnya gimana Miss misalnya supaya aku gampang gitu belajar intonation, banyak-banyak mendengarkan. For sure there are a lot of sources that you can find. Australian accent would have their own intonation, or probably apa lagi ya, UK probably, or American. And it depends on it doesn't depend on the accent, but it actually depends on the person. But whenever you get used to listen to this kind of sources, I believe that will be kind of useful. If you will be get used to it. Jadi akan terbiasa untuk to form such intonation because you're experiencing it. Kayak udah biasa dengar, makanya aku udah tahu gitu gimana untuk menyebutkan 10 kata ini in a good sentences because you're also having the experience on it. So you won't get lost. Gitu. Okay. I think that's all for today's meeting, everyone. I need to end today's class and I'll see you again on our next meeting next week. Bye-bye and good evening. Ta-da!
Good evening, Miss. Thank you.
Evening, Dewanto. Thank you.